At the beginning of this financial year, the Ministry of Finance announced budget cuts in ministries, departments and agencies of government, especially for consumptive expenditure. The cuts were in anticipation of economic hardships as a result of the COVID-19 on the economy that is likely to result in revenue shortfalls. Parliament has not been an exception. The Director for Communications and Public Affairs Department, Chris Obore, announced that there is an 80 billion shillings budget cut from the 831 billion shillings budget approved in the 2021-2022 financial year.
The cuts definitely affect, one, the way we work, then what we aspire to improve. But they are understandable given the circumstance. We are on COVID. We are going to reorganize within.
27.4 billion shillings has been cut off activities of committees of parliament, 6 billion from staff allowances, while 10.5 billion shillings goes from allowances from MPs. A further 9.2 billion shillings has been taken off what is planned for fuel, lubricants and oil, while the East African Community Games will be affected by a 1.5 billion shillings budget cut. 333 million shillings out of the 4 billion shillings allocated for committee sitting allowances has been released, while 84 million out of the 339 million for advertising and public relations is available. For workshops and seminars, no funds have been allocated. Only 588 million for welfare and entertainment is allocated out of the budgeted 1.2 billion shillings, and 439 million out of the 5.2 billion for inland travel has been released. For travel abroad, no funds have been provided of the 6.6 billion shillings, and only 81 million shillings has been given for fuel, lubricants and oil. Already committee chairpersons have started feeling the pinch.
But the accountability committees of Parliament that are supposed to follow up these funds to ensure that Ugandans are getting value for money have not been given money. For example, the money they have given to all of us as accountability committees is what I would have received as a single committee.
So if you come down and say, let's discriminate them, you're shooting yourself. So all these committees feed into each other. You get it? They do work, but they feed into each other. If you postpone any committee activity, you are affecting your operation. So let's give them whatever can enable them work.
As Parliament's activities are being affected, MPs propose the sectors where the saved funds can be best utilized.
We don't see budget cuts on State House. Unfortunately, even in areas which we have prioritized for service delivery, like health, we don't see the deliverables.
Like investing it in the health sector to make sure that they equip the referral hospitals, the district hospitals, health center 4s and health center 3s with equipments.
This is money that should be prioritized in the agriculture section, not security, to buy guns, not anywhere. But let this money go straight to agriculture, such that people have food.
With the performance of Parliament likely to be affected, questions about its priorities between giving each MP 200 million shillings for vehicle allowance or facilitating the committees to do their oversight functions.
In fact, there is no Parliament without members of Parliament. So why did the 200 million become a priority? It became a priority because Parliament is situated in Kampala. Members of Parliament come from across the country. And for them to be in Parliament to work, they must come to Parliament. So transport facilitation becomes very important.
Over time, the cost of public expenditure has been rising despite continuous revenue shortfalls. Habad Ziwa, NTV.